My husband is leaving me for a younger woman, and all I can think about is the house decor. This was posted in r/True Off My Chest on August 8, 2025. I'm 34 female, married for 7 years to my husband, 41 male, together for 10. I love my husband and always thought he felt the same about me. We built a life together. 8 years ago, he had severe anxiety and couldn't sleep, so I would stay up with him, holding his hands and doing breathing exercises until he could finally rest. I'd go to work exhausted. I helped him find a therapist. I encouraged him to grow in his career even though he was afraid. 6 years ago, I quit my job to take care of his mom, who had cancer, because he had the potential to earn more than me. While I was job hunting again, I got pregnant, and he suggested I stay home to take care of him and our daughter, so I did. I cared for him and I loved him. In December, he got a promotion, which meant more hours. I gave birth to our daughter in March. I went through a phase where I felt horribly fat, ugly, and it was just me and my baby at home. He barely talked to me, always said he was tired and that I wouldn't understand what he had to say. If it wasn't for my mom staying on video calls with me, I think I would have felt completely abandoned. I've been suggesting couples therapy since June, and he kept saying everything was fine. This poor woman, bro. Like, this dude checked out a long time ago, man. Now I feel like I'm nothing more than a mother. I used to read, study, be interesting. I wasn't sexually frustrated or insecure back then. I used to have conversations about politics, music, books, art. I decorated our house myself with my own savings, and it's everything I ever dreamed of. I love my house, the colors, the furniture, my kitchen. It took me years to make it exactly how I wanted. I have the garden I always dreamed of, a vegetable patch I adore, and a hanging chair where I love to sit with my baby. Last week, he came home later than usual, and I was happy to see him. I was in the living room playing with our daughters. Ooh, daughters, plural. Damn, when did the second kid come into the equation? What the fuck? Last week, he came home later than usual, and I was happy to see him. I was in the living room playing with our daughters. He asked the older one to go to her room. He seemed like he'd been drinking, and then said, "I love you so much, but I don't want to be with you anymore." That's such a fucking bitch-made thing to say. You can't go up to your partner that you've been married to for 10 years and be like, "I love you, but I don't love you enough to continue this relationship." Like, you can't fucking say that. That's just such a bitch-ass mentality to have. If you're gonna divorce your wife, at least be like, "Hey, I'm just not feeling it anymore." He told me I wasn't the person he fell in love with anymore. Then he said he was in love with a girl from work, that she was everything he'd ever dreamed of, and that he needed to give himself the chance to live that love without guilt. Yes, he cheated on me with a 22-year-old. What the fuck? He's 41. Oh my God, that's so fucking gross. Ew, ew. When I finally managed to speak, the only thing that came out was, "But what about my home decor?" Okay, I know this woman's life is falling apart, but that is by far the funniest response you could give someone. Like, fuck this man. He's a bad guy. He deserves to be put down. But can you, like, imagine being like, "Yeah, I want to end our marriage," and they're like, "But what about my home decor?" At some point, I picked up my baby and started shouting things like, "I put time into this house. I did everything it needed. This house is mine." We argued because apparently I didn't value his suffering enough. I don't know why I kept talking about the house. I guess I'm disposable. Didn't value his suffering enough. What suffering? Oh, wee woo. You basically forced your wife to quit her job, become a stay-at-home mom, but God forbid you get a promotion and have to work a little extra to take care of the crotch goblins you put on this earth. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. It's like, especially dudes when they have kids, they're like, "Oh, fuck, you don't understand my suffering." You mean the suffering you put upon yourself? Hey dog, if you didn't want to suffer, you could have just not had kids. You could have wrapped it. You should have worn a condom. Like, what are you fucking doing? What do you mean you're suffering? It's like shooting yourself in the foot and then wanting pity for it. You caused it. That's all you, dog. That's why y'all, when like some people on social media are like, "You guys need to be sympathetic to parents." I'm like, fucking why? You did this, dog. That's all you. Why do I gotta be sympathetic for your choices? Just don't have a kid if you're gonna complain about it all the time. I'm 34 34 with a 4-month-old baby and a 4-year-old daughter. I don't have a job. I'm going to lose my dream home. I feel ugly, fat, and he told me he's not attracted to me anymore because I gained too much weight during my last pregnancy. I mean, shit. I mean, you own half of everything, right? If you really want the house, you could probably negotiate something in the divorce, but like, girl, fucking take his wages. Like, you know? That's what I'm thinking. Take his wages. Tell your kids how fucked up your dad. Well, I mean, your kids will probably know how fucked up their dad was because they'll put together, hey, you're with a 22-year-old, somebody who's literally like 19 years younger than you. That's suspicious. That's weird. There's 2 edits on this. One, I'm going to talk with his mom and brother about the divorce today. I'm starting with them because they're close to me, and his brother went through a divorce over infidelity early last year. Yo, turn him, OP, turn him. That's the easiest, bro. Also, his mom is very attached to me for obvious reasons. I was there for her during the worst part of her life, and his brother and I are also very close. That's on some disown shit, bro. If my kid's partner took care of me in my weakest point, and then my kid cheated on that partner, I'd be like, fuck you, chicken strips. You're getting tagged out and this person's being in the family now. I also texted my mom and she's coming here to stay with me and the girls. I hope she gets the visa to visit. And my dad, who's American, will be coming to my state in 2 weeks. Edit 2, I talked to his brother about the affair and him leaving. He told me to find a lawyer, the same thing you all said. Now we're talking to a few lawyers today. I accepted this help because I have the girls with me, so it's hard to do everything alone. Dude, honestly, like if the mom and I guess this brother aren't willing to step up at this point, like I feel like now is when you tap into like, you know, not saying you should necessarily use this as leverage, but I think a person who you cared for in the worst part of their life, aka them having cancer, I feel like if you come to them and you're like, hey, so like I'm in this bad situation, I could really use some help right now. I never feel like you should do something so that you expect something in return. But what I will say is I think you should do that type of stuff for people who are willing to also help you when the time of need flips around. So like, I feel like if I'm OP here, not only should you get a lawyer, but you should also try to open up a conversation with this mom that's like, hey, so like I'm in a bad position here. I'm taking care of my kids. I now need to go find a job to go pay for this lawyer. Like, how's about you come and help me? Or maybe talk shit to your son to convince him to give me the house. You know, like I feel like full nuclear is the answer. There is absolutely zero ground for this husband to stand on. He's a shit husband. He's a shit son. He's grooming a basically brand new adult. Not even. Like I would say fucking halfway there adult. Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that guy. Hope he doesn't sue. What is he gonna sue for? If bro walks into a courtroom and there is a judge that reads, hey, so like, let me get this straight. You left your wife who took care of your mom during cancer, quit her job so she could fucking take care of your crotch goblins, and you proceeded to cheat on her with a 22-year-old. If there's a judge out there that's like, yeah, bro, you got a leg to stand on, I'm sorry, but like, take out that judge. I didn't read this, but at the beginning, she said, I made this account because my main one has my friends on it, and I'm way too embarrassed to be known as the cheated on wife. Bro, I get why it's like embarrassing, but at the end of the day, nobody who's worth keeping around is gonna be like, oh yeah, you got cheated on. That's embarrassing for you. They're gonna be like, you got cheated on. The guy that cheated on you is a fucking asshole. You gotta start that fucking smear campaign. Bro, I would be going to his job. Like, there's no way this 22-year-old is on the same level as OP, right? She has to be a subordinate. This has to be an HR crisis. Bro, go to HR and be like, hey, by the way, y'all should probably know that my husband cheated on me with this 22-year-old. Shit, bro, make a LinkedIn post. I think that would be fucking incredible. Tag him and everything. I tag him and the company and be like, damn, this company stands for their employees who cheat on their wife after pumping out 2 kids with a 22-year-old subordinate. What does OP have to lose at this point? Hope she just uses him for money. Me too. 41 and 22 is insane. Like I've always said, y'all, if it was like 25, 26, that's where I'm like, y'all gotta have it figured out by then. But a 22-year-old, she's probably brand spanking new out of college. She's in a subordinate position to this guy. Like, there's no way that there isn't a power dynamic here. Okay, relevant comments. Commenter 1. If you want the house, you'll need to fight for it in the divorce. If your husband was even a little bit decent, he would leave it to you and your daughter so that the kids aren't uprooted. That's the least he can do for you. If he wants to go build another life, he'll regret. You're going to need a resolve and a plan. Get evidence of his cheating and start building your case. Like you've already been doing, get his family on your side so that they can start telling him this. Because it's one thing coming against the opposition. It's another thing coming from people who are supposed to take your side, but they aren't because you're clearly in the wrong. OP said, I'm looking online for lawyers, but I don't know what I'm looking for. Commenter 2 said, family law attorney in your area. Why should you move? In the US, you don't work and he does. You're a primary caregiver to kids. Did someone tell him that banging a 22-year-old was free? That was the most expensive thing he ever did. OOP replies, I don't want to move. I've been living in the US for 16 years, but I'm from South America. Honestly, I'm scared even though I'm here legally. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Yikes. Scary time, bro. And this husband is fucked up enough to maybe try to pull some shit with ice. Ugh, that's terrifying. Downvoted commenter. Yeah, so you wouldn't miss him, but just the house? OOP, I'm going to miss him so much. I love him and I gave so much of myself to him. I can't even describe to you how much it hurts to take a hit like this. It hurts so much that I don't even know about how much I'll miss him. I think about how I dedicated so much time to all of this. He wanted a second daughter and she's here at 4 months old while he's sleeping with a new girl. I'm in pain and I'm angry, so angry. This is a crazy fucking comment to leave because does this guy deserve to be missed? Like, don't get me wrong. It's probably a good thing that OP at least somewhat misses them because that means that they actually were involved and interested in the marriage. But this fucking asshole doesn't deserve to be missed. Like, this is the guy that you're talking to your friend telling you that guy sucked dick. There's no way you should miss this person even an ounce. This commenter is the type of motherfucker who's like, you got to keep the peace for the kids. Nah, fuck this guy. Commenter 3, I think your first reaction being about your home decor tells you everything that you need to know. Your relationship with him was dead and now you can move on to better things. He doesn't deserve you or the lovely home you created. A downvoted commenter replied to that comment saying, leaving OP with a 4-month-old is pretty shitty behavior, but her response indicates to me that there wasn't a lot of space for him in the relationship. Motherfuckers will do anything but hold guys accountable for the shitty things they do. Like, what do you mean there wasn't enough space for him in the relationship? Clearly, he didn't try to put space in the relationship. She recommended couples therapy. She tried to open up conversations. She tried to get him to actually be around the house and active with his kids. He wouldn't do that. I'm sorry. There was plenty of space. He didn't want to fucking take up that space. God, that's so brain dead. She referred to it as her house, her decor, her vegetable garden. My marriage broke down for similar reasons, although I didn't leave for my secretary. All right, there it is. There it is. Incompetent men defending other incompetent men. It was pretty clear to me that my wife considered her role to be looking after the house and the kids, and my role was to pay for everything. Why does it have to be so like black and white? Oh, my only role is to pay for everything. Their only role is to take care of the kids. Why can't it be a mix of both? Dude, you can pay for everything and have a good relationship with your kids and help out with them. She can take care of the kids, but then also maybe have a part-time job to help support, to help cushion the payments and build the emergency fund. I don't get it. I think that mindset is the downfall of dudes. It's not black and white. And if you think the world is black and white, you're actually so dumb or just ignorant, which is arguably worse. OP replied to that saying he didn't want to get involved in anything related to the house, neither taking care of it, nor maintaining it, nor giving opinions. Everything was whatever. Okay, so he was checked out. That makes sense. And that's more on brand for a person like this. Like, I would argue that this downvoted commenter was probably pretty fucking checked out, but there's no accountability. There's no like, oh, I should have been more involved. That's a me problem. It's always like, no, everything is not my fault. Oh, dude, I'm losing it. A man hater's coming out today. I apologize, you guys. Commenter 4. So basically you put him on a pedestal and made him your god and served him, neglecting yourself and everything that made you who you are. Now you are crying about the damn house and how unfair of him to do this to you. Wasn't it unfair of you to abandon yourself for that man? If you abandoned you, why would he stick with you? These comments are fucking brutal. I am craving the taste of a Glock in my mouth. Oh my God. What do you mean, bro? Isn't this, by the way, what every fucking alpha male bitch is like preaching? They want you to put them on a pedestal and make them your god. And now, not only is it a problem, but it's your fault. It's OP's fault that she wanted to be a good mom. She wanted to be a good wife. She wanted to do what was best for her family in both the cancer situation and for her kids. But that's wrong, by the way. You're not supposed to do that. No. I can't fucking believe this. Like, don't get me wrong. I think there is something to like, yeah, OP probably gave in too much to the husband. But this is not the way to open up that conversation because you're blaming her. The conversation is, hey, everything your husband did is fucked up. And going into future relationships, let's look back at maybe situations where you didn't push back as much and like, let's learn to build up confidence to push back. The answer isn't to fucking, oh, hey, yeah, every shitty thing that he did on you. What? I can't believe it. That's literally the fucking worst comment I've ever seen of my entire life. And it is a waste of time giving advice here. You'll take him back in a second if he said, sorry, I made a mistake. You really will stay with him and fight for him until the end when you should only focus on you, not him. So do you want us to say how evil he is doing this to a perfect person like you? Oh, but yeah, do couples therapy. Can't lose that house. Bro, what is this fucking comment, bro? Did this just get sent into the algorithm for all the fucking dumbest men ever whose marriages fell apart and they fell down the tater tot hole and fucking now stroked themselves off to the bald man? Like, I can't do this. Oh my God. I can't believe there are people who are this fucking stupid. This absolutely insanely brain dead that this rhetoric is how they believe. I'm sorry, you have to be so bitch made to think that this is the answer. What do you mean? I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. What did OP reply to that? OP replied to that saying, I neglected myself in many ways, really. Along the way, I may have changed, but everything I did came from the bottom of my heart. I took care of his mother because I cared about her. I had and cared for my daughters because I wanted to be a mother, and it made sense for me to care for our children. And I took care of him because I like taking care of people I love. But I had never even thought about how much I neglected myself until now, because I accepted so many things since I loved him and was busy with all of that. To be really honest, I didn't even want to have my youngest daughter. He was the one who insisted. I hope one day I can be as strong-willed as you. Don't give this fucking guy credit. This guy's a fucking dick. Like, this guy's on the opposite end of the spectrum for whoever this person is dating. I fucking feel bad for them. This is the mindset of a narcissist, by the way. Just want to point that out. That whole paragraph about like, oh, bro, you need to just fuck your partner. Fuck them and everything they do. You just need to focus on yourself and only yourself. Like, that is a narcissist. That is somebody who only cares about themselves in a relationship. Don't get me wrong. Do I think there should be a balance? Yeah, but it's two sides of a pendulum. OP's over here, but in my opinion, this side of the pendulum is way better than this side of the pendulum, because OP has empathy and is caring for other people. This motherfucker only cares about themselves. I'll take this person over this person and try to help this person to the middle because there's more likelihood that this person will come to the middle than this person. Sorry, I know that was very visual. If you're watching the podcast, you probably want to shoot me, but that's just how it be sometimes. Oh God, don't give this person any credit. I hope one day I can be as strong-willed as you, and I hope you never have to go through this, because unfortunately it's very easy to lose yourself in motherhood and in the role of wife, and I got lost. And no, I do not intend to go back with my husband. I'm afraid of losing my home and my daughters. I just want to get through these comments. I'm going to lose my shit if I have to dwell on this any longer. Another commenter said, it's definitely a raw deal. Even though we're only getting one side of the story, it shouldn't end like this. What does this even mean? Oh, I can't. I don't know how, but this story got pushed to the most brain dead commenters, or the person who posted this in Best Reddit Updates just put the most brain dead commenters into this Reddit thread, because wow. Best of luck to you and your daughters. It speaks to your character that his own family is on your side. Appreciate that fact and let it give you comfort in who you are. OOP replied to that saying, I've been friends with his brother for a long time and he went through a difficult divorce. That's why he is with me. I decided not to tell the rest of his family yet until we have a lawyer. Apparently he hasn't told anyone either. Girl, you gotta tell the rest of the family. I mean, I guess it helps that the brother knows and is on your side, but like, you don't want this husband to control the narrative. There's no way that this husband is gonna take accountability for his actions. He's gonna go to his family and be like, she was a terrible partner, she was awful, and just forced me to cheat on her with a 22-year-old. I don't know how you can spin that to your favor, but if anybody can do it, it's probably this shit-ass guy. I've never seen a worse sequence of commenters ever. That is terrible. To have someone get cheated on and then immediately go to, well, this is your fault, is fucking insane to me. Unless they were like abusing the other partner or something like that. There's never an excuse for cheating. I can't believe that. Like, oh, you heard how awfully this husband was treating his wife, and for some reason you're on his side because her first thought is, oh, I put time and effort into this home and then you cheated on me and now all I care about is the home and we're gonna blame her for that? I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe that's where some people's brains go. That's just so disgusting. We have an update August 15th, 2025. Hi, I'm writing because I feel pathetic, tired, and I just want to skip to when this phase of my life is over. A brief summary of what happened this week, and I can't believe I loved this man. My brother-in-law is staying at my house until my family arrives, and my best friend visits me every day. On Monday, my brother-in-law asked my ex to leave the house, and strangely, he actually listened to his brother. Since then, he's only been tormenting me through messages. He wants an amicable divorce and keeps making proposals that only benefit him. Like I said, y'all, the most narcissist that ever narcissist. Also, Chad, just randomly, girl, fuck the brother. Not like, fuck him, he sucks. Like, I mean, dead ass. Like, get with the brother. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? You are both single now, I think. I don't know. I guess we didn't get that much information on the brother, but that's the happily ever after, bro. This family disowns OP's ex-husband. OP and the brother Kith. And then they live happily ever after with the family. Oh, and then also this 22-year-old only uses the ex-husband for his money. Chat, take a second with me to manifest that happy ending. Please, 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 please. I've been trying to stick to a routine because I have 2 children and they need stability, and apparently I'm the only one willing to provide that. Yesterday, he texted me saying he wanted to see the kids, and I agreed. He showed up after they were already asleep. I swore he wasn't going to come. He arrived here at 11 p.m. with a document wanting to talk about how he'd like to keep the house and pay me an additional amount for my share. I just stared at him without saying anything. I asked him to leave because the kids were sleeping. My brother-in-law added that it wasn't the right time or place to discuss this and asked him to leave. Isn't that something that you would take up with the lawyer? Like, girl, I think it's, hey, don't contact me unless it's through my lawyer time. Like, fuck this guy if all he's doing is making proposals that only benefit him. I don't know what happened to him, but this doesn't seem like the man I married. He yelled at my brother-in-law saying he was betraying him and that he wanted to play house because his own marriage didn't work out. Then he yelled at me, calling me a lazy whore who wasn't going to take his money. Bitch, who's the one cheating? Your wife isn't the whore, it's you, bro. You are the little slutty McSlut. You're literally freer than the condoms at Planned Parenthood, bro. I'm sorry. Easier than a game of tic-tac-toe against a 3-year-old. Like, come on. You can't be walking around calling people whores when you're like that. He said his house was his and that his 22-year-old girlfriend, Anne, told him I was going to keep the house he bought. We didn't respond. I just said he should leave because he was getting messy, and then he left. Bro, yeah, he's totally getting played by the 22-year-old. 22-year-old acquires house, divorces him. I think that's what's gonna fucking happen, bro. I don't know why he wants the house when he can afford to buy another one. And I don't understand how the person I married could try to trick me just to come out ahead in the divorce. I kept asking myself if this is the man I married. He wants me gone. He wants the kids gone. He didn't ask about the girls, about his own daughters. He didn't see them or even ask to give them a goodnight kiss. To him and to Anne were just an obstacle, nothing more. I'm not even a person. Oh, that's so disgusting, man. So fucking gross. Commenter said the 22-year-old wants the house. OP said for sure, but she won't come close. What makes me angry is that it took me so long to get the house to look the way it does today. And now some girl comes along and he just assumes I'm going to give my house to them. Commenter asked, did he buy the house before you were married or did you both buy it after you were married? OOP said, I paid for part of the down payment. He pays the mortgage, but I've invested around 15% of the value in renovations and decorations. This is a commenter kind of praising the brother-in-law. OOP said, honestly, he and my best friend are their best. After 4 months, I finally have the time to rest and get help with my baby. Do you know how good it feels to take 40 to 50 minute shower just to relax? I had been alone for so long that I thought it was normal to do everything by myself. I'm telling you, girl, get with the brother. Not only would that piss off your ex, but also he sounds like a great guy. Also, that's just so sweet, bro. Like, this is how I think every mother should feel. They should feel supported to the point where they don't feel like they can't take a breather. They can't take a 40 to 50 minute shower, take time to themselves. If you're a woman and you're taking care of kids and you feel like you can't breathe because the only thing you're allowed to do is take care of those kids and you have a partner, I don't know how to tell you this, but your partner is sucking absolutely massive camel balls. This commenter is just ripping on the ex-husband, which as he should, but OOP did reply to that saying, my dad is going to pay for my lawyer. My mom is also supporting me financially and my brother-in-law has also offered to help cover expenses if necessary. W family, bro. Like, this is the position I want to be in for like my siblings, my kids, like whatever close friend family is necessary to support. Ooh, someone asked what happened to OOP's brother-in-law's marriage. OOP said the ex cheated and got pregnant. He had to rush through the divorce so he wouldn't be listed on the child's birth certificate. They were together since high school. I mean, what's his dating status? Is bro single? I mean, he sounds a lot better than your shit-ass ex-husband, just saying. Let's check the user, because, I mean, this is from a month ago. Ooh, y'all. Okay, so there's no update, but OP did post in r/askwoman over50. Small post, but titled, after a divorce, is there a right time to go on a date? I'm getting a divorce. We're filing the papers. He had someone else during the marriage and we have a 6-month-old baby. A friend introduced me to her brother-in-law and he asked me out. Okay, wait, wrong brother-in-law, bro. Wrong brother-in-law. I thought about going because I never imagined anyone would be interested in a mom going through a divorce just to talk and see what dating again is like. But I'm not sure if it's the right time. I mean, I feel like the right time is when you feel like it's the right time, right? Which I'm not gonna lie, while going through a divorce and like trying to get back up on your own 2 feet, maybe not the right time for a date, but also if you need the little confidence boost, it can never hurt to like just go out for dinner really quick. Top comment does say, if you have a 6-month-old baby and you're not divorced, don't date. Don't bring strange men around your baby. I waited until my daughter was 5. I figured that gave me 5 years to focus on her completely, and she was then able to verbalize any problems with a man. Okay. Plus, you need time to process what happened with your marriage. Jumping into the next thing immediately sometimes can be a rebound. OOP did reply to that saying, I thought about going on a date just to see what it's like, not because I want to be in a relationship. Like, I get where this commenter's coming from. Like, if you have a kid, definitely be careful who you're bringing around that kid. As much as like it's probably unhealthy, I am kind of a little bit of a fan of like when you go through a breakup, maybe not right away, but like best way to get over someone is to get under someone. Not even in like that way, but like more in a, you need to be reminded that like you're still good. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's a reminder of like, I still got it. I'm still hot. People want to go on dates with me. I'm still sexually attractive, especially after like what the ex-husband put OP through. I don't know. Me personally, I'm a big fan of like, your confidence has been torn down. If there's something that you can do to build that confidence up after a relationship, fucking go for it. But I do agree with that commenter. Your number one priority should be your kids and the safety of your kids, especially.